Hello, everybody, wherever you may be. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. I'd like to welcome you back to my shack here in Northwest Oregon. This is Ham Radio Live, show number 112, a very special New Year's Eve 2021 edition. I'd like to ask you to please hit the subscribe button. The subscribe button helps people find us here on YouTube. If you hit the bell icon, that'd be great. That way you can take part in the live conversation. Welcome to the show. This show is your show. It really is. I came back just simply to give back tonight. I try not to, I don't monetize here for a reason. I don't sell stuff. I don't monetize here. I simply do the channel because I love radio and I love sharing my love of radio with people. And to be quite honest, I waited too long to get my license. I don't want other people to make the same mistake I did. That's my fear. It really is. That people who have an interest in ham radio will do the same thing I did, which is wait too long and then waste a whole bunch of time that they could have used enjoying being on the air instead of being on the air. That's why I'm here. So I came on tonight. And I'm going to put a clock up here because it's New Year's Eve and we're approaching midnight. I know a lot of folks on the East Coast and some folks are getting close to midnight now. So with that said, this what you're going to see is in the Pacific time zone. So it's going to be, 3 hours. So 3 hours early. So you folks in the East, all right, it'll be New Year's Day 2020 once that hits 9 p.m. I'd like to welcome you to the show. This is going to be just time to hang out. It's going to be time just to spend talking about radio, talking about maybe your dreams for ham radio, things you'd like, things you'd love to have. Just talking radio. That's all we're going to do tonight. No test questions. Not going to talk about a whole lot. We'll see where the show takes us. I did this show originally, and I just hated it. Just wasn't good. It came after trying to run around here like a chicken with my head chopped off almost. It was changing the Heil parametric receive audio system over here so you could pick up the signal from the 5000, and things just didn't work. I didn't have long enough XLR cable to make one connection. It's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So you can hear it. It's definitely, you can hear it. It's just that I'd rather be able to put it in directly to the YouTube feed. Tell you what, if you'd like to make a call to me, I'm monitoring right now at 7.182. 7.182. I'll leave it up a little bit. So if somebody wants to say a quick hello, if I can hear you, I'll be happy to say Happy New Year to you tonight. Welcome to the show. Years ago when I got into ham radio, which wasn't a long time ago, we're talking only about, what's it now? Trying to think, like 20 months and 19 months ago? No long time. I was in shortwave listening forever, DXing since 72, so a long time. A lot of radios were in and out of my possession in that time frame, but I always wanted to become a ham. It was important to me because I wanted to make contacts with people all over the world. I had a friend in high school who told me, you got to come see my dad's ham shack. I think I've told the story before. I was real excited because it was my friend, but I didn't know why he wanted me to go to his house to see his dad's shed. I didn't know what a ham shack was. Then I came in, I saw all these QSL cards from all over the world, and I was blown away. I really was. So that's how I got hooked. I just couldn't learn CW. That's what kept me from being a ham radio operator in the 70s. So it was just a problem I had with copying code. Some people have that problem. I was one of them. Didn't have a problem with radio theory. I could do that. It was just code. That's what stopped me. So anyway, my thought was tonight, I do know a lot of folks who are lonely during the holidays. And this is the last of the big three, right? We have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. New Year's Eve is tough for some people because they're alone. And my thought was maybe I can come on for a short time, hang out with folks and people that would like to do so. If you'd like to comment in the comment stream, please do so. If you'd like to make a call, I'm at 7.182, just monitoring the frequency here. Feel free to make a call. If I can hear you, I'll say hello and Happy New Year to you, okay? All right. When this show started, wow, I'm trying to remember. Show number 1 was unboxing a Yaesu FTDX 101 MP. I was so thrilled. My little dog Jasper, who sits in the bed back here during a lot of the shows, was there to help me unbox it. And that was the first of him being called Radio Dog, a long time ago. But it was fun. It was fun. And from there, the channel grew. I had no idea it would turn into this. I didn't know people from Israel and from UAE and from UK and other countries would write to me. I had no idea people from North America would do the same. Met some wonderful friends. Wonderful friends. Ron, Victor Alpha 3, Foxtrot Union Charlie in Ontario, Canada. I call him a friend. He's a good guy. He's a good friend. Real good friend. Hari in UAE. Another one. Great person. Love him. Really gotten to know him a little bit in the last few days and really have enjoyed him and his company. He's a good guy. Let's see. Halik in Israel. What a neat guy. Has a old 2-meter ICOM. And it's not so much that, he doesn't love it. He does love it. He just needs a part for it. And he wondered if I knew where I could find one for him. And I shipped him on to a friend of mine that fixes ham radios that might be able to help him. And that's kind of how that was started. And from there, it's just blossomed. I mean, all the comments, all the things that you say here that, mean a lot to me. Thank you. This show is supposed to be listened to. It's supposed to tell a story. And each one, well, visually, it hopefully helps. Hopefully the audio makes a difference because it's supposed to sound a little different than other radio shows do, or I should say other podcasts do on YouTube. It's designed to. It may have a little too heavy a bass for some folks. That's the way it goes. It's just the way that I'm used to hearing my voice in professional radio because that's what I did for many years. So for sure, I want to wish you all the happiest of New Year's. I know it's been a very, very rough 2020, unlike any year, probably in our lifetimes for sure. So in about 1 minute and 20 seconds from about right now, it'll be 2020 in the eastern United States. And we're going to be for sure and give them a very happy New Year greeting. So if you'd like to give a comment during the show, we'd love to be able to keep you some company on New Year's Eve. Here in the West Coast, we still have a few hours to go, as you can tell. That clock is Pacific Standard Time. So very little of the world now is still on the old 2020 calendar. Yeah, just a small portion now. North America is still there. Part of South America is turned over to 2021, but there's just a little bit left. We're still here in 2020 in North America. So let's take a look here real quick. I'll point the camera up at the Geochron so you can kind of see where it's going for New Year's Eve to New Year's Day 2020. And there it is. Just a little bit of the world still 2020. So in about 20 seconds in the eastern part of the United States, it will be 2020 and probably going to hear some skyrockets and bottle rockets going off. Let's see. Bet you'll hear some here. Even though we're 3 hours ahead, people still celebrate early. Yep, there they go. Hear them? Happy New Year to you folks in the Eastern Time Zone of the United States. It is now 2021 throughout the Eastern Time Zone in the United States of America. Also through Canada as well. Happy 2021. Happy 2021 for South America, to all of Europe, to all of Asia. And for the rest of us, still 2020. Happy New Year, you guys. Happy New Year. The best, the very best of New Year wishes to you from me. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, okay? So we are right now just monitoring here as we're listening to some bottle rockets go off outside as it's hit 2021, 3 hours away. But at least it's 2021 in part of our country now. That's good. We waited a long time for this. Let me get you over the radio. Again, I'm just monitoring here on, it's very quiet, 7182. The band's pretty quiet tonight. They are pretty quiet. So it's just that time of year where folks are not on the radio for the most part. So We'll make a quick little call to make sure the frequency is available, trying to give you a stable camera angle of the radio. This is a Yaesu FTDX 5000 MP. Puts out 200 watts. I've got it limited now to 50 watts because it's running through the Ameritron ALS 1306 amplifier. It's pushing about a kilowatt tonight. Sorry about the way things are bouncing around on you. Hey, it's New Year's.
Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Happy New Year.
So, it's a radio design I'm really comfortable with because it's similar to the 101 in many ways. Contour, notch, digital noise reduction, everything is right there. It's just done in a super het manner. So, that's the way it works. I'm on 7182. If you're in North America, if you're somewhere where you can hear this CQ call, we'll make a quick CQ call. If you can hear it, I'll do my best to bring you back in, okay? Again, please excuse one thing I will tell you. This has nothing to do with the quality of the processing or what you're hearing on YouTube. It has to do with the sound card in the Yaesu. It gives feedback, so the RF feedback comes through on the YouTube feed. That's why you hear it the way you hear it. So what you're hearing is you're hearing RF feedback coming through because of it. Not a problem with the radio. It's just how it interacts with the sound card and the processing gear, okay? Let me just check real quick.
This is frequency available. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November.
And you can hear the frequencies. You can hear everything static year-round, right? So for NAHAMs that are looking to get into ham radio, QRN, QR Nancy, which is QR Environment, environmental noise, troubled by static. A little bit of that is QRN, just a little bit. Now, vertical antennas by nature are louder with QRN or atmospheric noise interference than dipoles. Dipoles are quieter typically.
CQ40. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Live on YouTube's Ham Radio Live on New Year's Eve. Calling CQ on 40 meters and listening.
See if someone comes back. If they don't, it's okay. It's a lot more about keeping people company and being here for folks that might just want to listen. Okay? Let me give you a little tour of the radio. This is the one I always wanted. This is the radio I waited a long, long time for. I'll give you a little bit of a tour, a little walk around on it. So on the 101, it's different because it's an SDR. On a super heterodyne radio, we have a lot of different controls on it. For example, on a super heterodyne, you have different architecture, which means it has a local oscillator that keeps it frequency stable, okay? In this case, it's a 9 megahertz incoming frequency oscillator, okay? So it takes the carrier frequency or center frequency for an SSB signal, and it mixes it with a 9 megahertz reference frequency that's driven by the local oscillator. Remember, in super heterodyne radios, this could be a little bit of a juggling act. In super hets, you have 4 frequencies. You have the center or carrier frequency. You have your sum of the carrier frequency and the reference frequency. You have the difference of the two, and then you have the reference frequency. The reference frequency is always the difference between I said this all backwards. I apologize. The local oscillator picks up the reference frequency in a super het, and basically it keeps it in line with the center or carrier frequency, all right? That number is always the same. So wherever the VFO goes, it stays stable. On an SDR, what happens is the radio will stay stable based on software from a computer. It's built through the FPGA, which is the Field Programmable Gate Array. That's the conductor for the orchestra. It tells the radio exactly what to do. Now on Flex radios, those are built in to run through computers. They're new products, which are the 6600 and 6400Ms. They're not really new, they've been around a while, but those have been around for a little while, and those have knobs and buttons on them. The 7300 by ICOM was the first SDR with knobs and buttons on it that had everything on board. You didn't have to have a computer hooked up to it. Made it nice. So that was the difference, and that's why the 7300 took off so quickly, because it didn't need a computer to tether to it. That's the reason why. So here is the Yaesu FTDX 5000, still on sale new. You can buy these. I think they're like, what are they now? They're between $3,700 and $3,800 new. Okay. They come the same way. They're all 200-watt radios. They do not require a power supply. This is kind of what most ham radio people are used to. Most people are used to when they think about going into ham radio. They think, well, radios simply just plug in and they work just like everything else I have does. Okay, I'm trying to get some better light on it. So in this case, you have tons of buttons and knobs. Yeah, hey, we're up late. It's like a sleepover. Okay, so give me a little break. It's been a long day for me. So you have tons of buttons and knobs, and those buttons and knobs all do certain things to help the radio function better. In essence, you have full control. You have control over your bandwidth. You have control over your notch. You have control over the contour of the frequency. Contour in Yaesu land means essentially you're taking the passband and you're squeezing it down, frequency-wise. So if you have, say, your regular voice frequency has your bass, mid-range, and treble, your contour helps to contour that voice frequency down to focus in a certain area so you can hear it better. In the case of sideband, it's always better mid-range. Mid-range is always better. So that's how the contour works on a Yaesu radio. If you're interested in getting the new FTDX 10, look at how the contour works. You might be surprised, especially on DX, when you're trying to pick up a weak station. Try and see how it sounds around 700 to 800 hertz. You might be surprised. Once you bring it between 800 and 1500, still makes a difference. When you get too far over, it starts to put a little too heavy bass in it. But for the most part, it's pretty cool. It really is. It's a wonderful design that Yaesu has to their radios. That's something that sets them apart. With ICOM, they do something a little different. ICOM will do passband tuning, twin passband tuning. So what they really do is they take their high cut and low cut filters and they mix them, they intermingle them, so they kind of go back and forth like this. But keep in mind, there's always a finger in the middle there, isn't there? That's the passband. So it's narrowing or widening the passband. It's just a different way of doing the same thing. On the 7300s, it was there. It was also there on the 756 series, the Pro 1, the Pro 2, and the Pro 3. They all did the same thing. It's the same kind of filter package. But keep in mind, on the SDRs, the skirts, meaning the edges of the filters, are much different than they are on super heterodyne radios. You can hear the difference, especially if you're running CW. CW, when you get the filter too narrow, can produce what's called ringing. Okay, ringing is what happens when you get a little too narrow on something. So SDRs don't have that same kind of problem for the most part. However, you can get things too narrow and you can miss the whole thing. Now, one of the things that we had, let me just check frequency quickly here. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Is this frequency available? This is K7HN on Ham Radio Live. On the SDRs, one of the great things about SDRs is that you have the ability to pretty much infinitely adjust your passband. That's a great thing because your passband is where you hear things. For new hams or people who'd like to be in ham radio, think of your passband almost as the gate to your backyard, okay? The wider the gate opens, the more dogs can get out, okay? That's an interesting way to put it, but it's true. So when you have a wide passband, a lot gets through. When you narrow it down, you narrow down some of the interference that can be there, but you can also narrow down some of the signal. So you have to be careful how you use it. Passbands can be very touchy sometimes, okay? So whenever you're using a passband, say for example, typically about 2.4 kilohertz is a real good spot for SSB to be able to hear the voice without getting it too narrow. There's some SSB filters out there that go to 1.8 or lower. Well, why would you need something so low if it's hard to hear the human voice real narrow like that? When that's the case, when you need that is when you have crowded band conditions. You have, like during heavy contests, station by station by station by station, and they're real cluttered together. It helps you to tune away from one of the other stations to hear one of the other ones. Okay? That's why you want a real narrow passband filter. So a roofing filter, say for example on an Elecraft K3, that could be a 1.8, or it might be on a Ten-Tec, could be a 1.8. I know the Yaesu 101s have a 1.2 kilohertz roofing filters on the 101D and MP. And you might say, well, wait a minute, that's an SDR. It is, but it's a hybrid SDR. It uses a 9 megahertz incoming frequency front end filter. Keep that in mind. So really, it's a super heterodyne front end that goes into an SDR. So super heterodyne front end goes into the A to D converter. Now it's an SDR. That's really how it works, okay? When you're dealing with the new Elecraft K4, one difference is that goes to an 8 megahertz incoming filter, okay? Incoming frequency. 8 kilohertz incoming reference frequency means that, according to Elecraft, no additional sideband filters are necessary. So you don't need to buy additional crystal filters for the K4. Something else interesting on the K4, you don't have to buy any additional filters. Also, if you buy the HD module that brings you the hybrid SDR architecture, the cool thing is you can turn it off and on. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, you can have the best of both worlds. So if you buy the K4 HD, now the HD isn't out yet. It hasn't been released, even for folks that have purchased K4s and have them in their possession. The HD modules haven't been sent out yet, okay? Haven't even gotten prices for them yet. So if you go on the Elecraft website, right, you're on the K4 website and you don't see them listed, that's the reason why, because they haven't got them finished yet. Once they're finished, they'll release them. You can put them in yourself like typical Elecraft module products. They're all modular radios. You can either build them from scratch, which is really cool. It's like an electronic Lego set, right? Build the whole radio from scratch, put the cover on it, and away you go. Pretty cool. Or you can have Elecraft build it for you and send it to you in a box, ready to go. Yeah, pretty simple. But when you go to add the HD module, again, it's modular. So it slides right in and it will allow you to use it like a super heterodyne or hybrid SDR. That's the beauty of it. So it's the only SDR sold in the world that will be able to be either a super het or hybrid SDR, as well as a direct sampling SDR. And you can turn it on and off as you wish. Let's take a listen on the frequency, see if we can hear anybody tonight. It's New Year's Eve 2020, almost 2021 in North America. Most of the world, 2021 already. But we're still on 2020 here in the West, in the Pacific time zone of the U.S. And again, you're going to hear some feedback, okay? Checking frequency availability. This is Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, Kilo 7 Hotel November. Let you hear a little bit of how good the DNR is on the 5000. You can hear how, it's just kind of a lot of hash right now. It's difficult without a signal. We'll listen to it in just a little moment here. We'll make the show go a little while. We're keeping people company on New Year's Eve that might not have anybody else to keep them company. Just checking through the notch. I think we're good. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, K7HN. Okay, so the antenna we're using tonight is the DX Commander all-band vertical. It's 30 feet high. It's resonant. It's right about 1.07 to 1. CQ on 40. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Calling CQ on 40 meters and listening. There's a reason that was a very short CQ call. Because if someone's listening way out there for DX, and I can't hear that station, but they can, and they can hear me, they can tell me that they're on frequency. I want to be able to hear that call. Okay. So far, so good. We'll see how it goes. And thank you for the thumbs up. You know what? Like I say, if just one person comes, it makes me happy. Thank you. Thank you. And there's 5. My goodness. Thank you. Again, tonight's my way of giving back. It's New Year's Eve, and I know some folks are by themselves. It's my way of giving back, to give them somebody to listen to and hopefully something to do. CQ on 40 meters. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November calling CQ. CQ. Any station, anywhere from the state of Oregon and on Ham Radio Live on YouTube. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November calling CQ on 40 and listening. We'll try one more time. Then we'll get back to our little story time. Hang on. CQ. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November calling CQ. CQ. Live on Ham Radio Live on YouTube. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November calling CQ on 40 and listening. Okay, so we're at 7.182. Happy New Year, New York State. It's that time of year. You made it. Welcome to 2021. Nice. That's awesome. Happy New Year. We still have ways to go here on this side of the world. We're still in the Pacific time zone. You see the clock there? Yep, it's still 2020. Yep, still 2020. There's the geochron. See? December 30th, 2020. But the East Coast of the U.S., we're starting to get here now. Now the U.S. is getting there. When the East Coast gets to be New Year's, we know we're getting close now. So it's exciting. It's fun. So what I asked earlier, great question. By the way, Norm, a happy New Year to you too in Massachusetts. My goodness. Whiskey 1, November, Lima, Juliet. Happy New Year, Norm. Thanks for being here. Just came on to keep people company tonight on New Year's Eve. Really, I know a lot of hams are by themselves, and this is my way of giving back. So you guys have given so much to me this year just by being so kind, and it's my way of giving a few moments of my time to say thanks. So that's why we're doing it. Let me keep the volume up just a skosh here. Make sure no one's calling. We're at 7182, by the way. If anyone wants to make a call, we can hear you. We'll be glad to say Happy New Year. 7.182 on 40, okay? So, as you can see on the geochron, just a little bit of the U.S. is left. That's about left now. U.S., Hawaii. Let's see. Wow. I think that's about all. Some few islands in the South Pacific. Of course, we have some of South America, Argentina, Peru, Ecuador. Central America, all of Mexico, still 2020. So they're still, like us here in the Pacific time zone, they're still waiting for the new year. Let me get you back on the radio real quick. This is the Yaesu FTDX 5000. This was my radio I wanted for a long time, and it's an honor to share it with you tonight. We're on 7.182. It's going to be probably another month until the K4 gets here. So I'm adjusting with the right hand. There we go. I wonder why I couldn't get the thing to bend down. Now I got it. Perfect. So the 5000 MP is really part of a long line of Yaesu boat anchor radios. Really, it's the truth. The boat anchors. Yeah, started with the Yaesu 1000 back in the year 2000. That's when it came out. There were different iterations of the 1000. It came out 1000, then the 1000 Mark V, and then the Mark V Field, and then the 2000 came out. The 5000 represents a lot of the elements of the 2000s. Pretty similar in a lot of ways to the looks of a 2000. Very different inside, but outside, a lot similar. A lot of similarities. Gosh, Happy New Year, Norm. Seriously, Happy New Year, buddy. So glad. You and MK. Thanks, buddy. Both you guys. Happy New Year, 2021. What's great? Oh, hey, glad you said that. Let me show you something real quick. See if I can zoom in on it. Just a second. You might be able to see it. I'm going to try and get it close, okay? This is probably going to be pathetic. I don't mean for it, Norm. Okay. This is a part of the shack you don't see too well. Right there are the first two radios I have. I have the brochures for the others, but the bottom one is the 3000. I had an FTDX 3000 I purchased, brand new. It was my second radio. It's a great radio. Gosh, it's a great radio, Norm. It really is. It's a great DX radio. Now, the one question, hey, Scott, good evening, buddy, from Colorado. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, New Year's Eve with you too, buddy. See, we got Norm and MK. See, they're all 2021s already. They're over the East Coast. Scotty and I are over here in the West, so we've still got 2020 to deal with. What a year. Anyway, it's just good to spend time with you guys. I thought, let's give back right now because you guys have given so much to me. This joy for doing this channel was so unexpected. It really was. I was telling a guy at MFJ this today. I never expected this, to have this much fun doing YouTube. Really, it's just been a ball because I got to meet all you guys. Look at this. MK Young is November 2, Quebec Echo from Elmira, New York. Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year to you. Wow. It's going to be a good year. We're going to have a good 2021. It's going to hopefully be much better than 2020, right? It's got to be. It's just got to be. Anyway, so the 3000 Norm, you mentioned about the FTDX 3000. It's a wonderful super heterodyne radio. I've had two of them, okay? I've also had the 101 MP. If you're interested at all, let me turn this up a little bit more so I can hear it in case somebody calls. Again, if somebody wants to call, if they're interested in making a call, I am at 7.182 megahertz, okay? So I'm on 40 meters. So, generals, you can make the call. On the FTDX 3000, it's a wonderful radio. It really is. The Sherwood test numbers just came out on the FTDX 10. I mean, they just came out. And they were eye-popping. They really were. They were literally the number 3 radio on Sherwood. Now, the FTDX 3000 is, I think, if I remember right, it's like $50 less than the FTDX 10. Go with the FTDX 10. They're both one receiver. The FTDX 3000 gives you an extra 2 antenna inputs, but one of them is an RF only. The receiver in the FTDX 10 is easier to use. You can also put it on a display monitor too. Wow. I mean, I really would look at the 10. I really would. It's such a great radio. The 101 was the best receiver I ever used, Norm. And from what it looks like from Sherwood, what they came up with was that the test numbers came up to be within 3 dB of an FTDX 101. The 2 kilohertz spacing is outstanding. Okay, we're talking the number 3 radio. I mean, we're talking about radios in this list that cost over $17,000. No joke. And here's the FTDX 10 that costs now $16.99, and it literally is number 3. Man, that's a great buy. I mean, I still would wait just because the price is going to come down. But my goodness, if I was stuck between a 3000 and a 10, ooh, I would be looking hard at the 10. Just some advice, some helpful advice, because you can put it on a display. You can see this, the display as well, the waterfall, which is helpful. It can be helpful. Just don't turn into a person that has to rely on a waterfall to find signals. Use your ears, okay? That's important. But man, it's a great radio. Yeah, really a great radio, because it's basically a 101. Yeah. So something to look into, all right? Lizzie's here. Happy New Year, buddy. Hey, Lizzie, my buddy. Boys are back in town. Yeah, Happy New Year, bud. Just came on to do a show right about New Year, right before we clicked over to New Year's in the East Coast, to say hello to everybody and say everybody a Happy New Year. Just to thank everybody for just making my year special. Thank you. Yeah, still, Scotty and I are still stuck here in 2020. We're stuck here. It's okay. We're stuck. Thank you, my friend. Hey, thank you very much. I mean that. Thank you for saying what you said, and thanks for coming by. It means a lot to me. I do this just because I enjoy radio, and I want to share my love for radio and help people get licensed. I don't monetize. I don't sell stuff here. I just do me. And I'm not a proud dude. I'm just a pretty simple guy. Thank you. I mean that. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Sleep well, okay? Happy New Year and sleep well. Enjoy college football tomorrow. Should be a lot of games to play. Indeed. Wow. Good stuff going on. So be here a little while longer. I'm currently monitoring 40 meters at 7.182. And we'll make another call just to see if anybody's out there. Okay? 7.182 megahertz. Again, generals can take part. We'll see. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Running 1 kilowatt out of the DX Commander all band vertical at 30 feet. Great antenna. Just a great antenna. I can't speak more highly of Callum's antenna there. Trying to listen, see if I'm missing something. Hang on. Is this frequency available? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Make one quick CQ call. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Again, station. Trying to pull you in here. Bear with me. I've got a lot of QR Nancy here. A lot of QR Nancy on a vertical antenna here. Come back again if you would, please. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Oh, it's tough. Just can't pick them up tonight. It's a tough call. I'm sorry, my friend. I just can't pick you up to the noise tonight. I am sorry. I'll be monitoring here. If you'd like to try again, this is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Happy New Year. Hang on, guys. Just a second. Let me move over to my headphones. I don't want to lose this person.
I'll tell you what, I just moved over to headphones here. If you want to come back, well, I'll give you a shot. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Yeah, no copy. I'm sorry, my friend. K7HM will be on the side listening here. Thank you so much. Kilo 7 Hotel November.
And that's the tough part. That's the tough part of ham radio. By the way, vertical antennas, I will say, vertical antennas can be noisier. They are noisier because they pick up everything. They just pick it all up. They're always more noisy than a dipole. Dipoles are quieter because they pick up mostly broadside. They have gained broadside. A vertical is omnidirectional, so it hears everything. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're on that, and it's a little noisy. Okay, and my apologies. Okay, CQ calling will be interesting the next few weeks. I've been struggling with this. I really have been, because to use either the K3 or the 7300 requires a different working position for me because of camera angles. It's tough in here. Okay, I can put the 5000 there where it's not going to move because it's really heavy and it's too hard for me to move. Anyway. No. Okay. It's hard for me to move it, and so I keep it where it is. But my point is, it is just, it's home where it is. So the other two radios are difficult because if I put them where the 101 was, it's hard to get a good camera angle to them for you. And that's what I'm struggling with right now, is find that camera angle so it's good. My hope is we'll be able to make that work for tomorrow's CQ calling show. So we'll figure something out by then, I hope. So it'll either be the 7300 or the K3, probably the 7300 because folks have asked for that. And it's pretty simple because it's right above there right now. So that'll be a simple one to move in. I just wanted to start out the new year with the 5000. I waited so long for it. It just seemed right. So Thor's here. Hey, buddy. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, too. Found me a new Ham Shack office chair tomorrow. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I like mine. I do. I really do. Like I said, I came tonight because you guys have done so much for me in 2020, which was a hard year for all of us. By your kindness, and it meant so much to me, I thought, well, let's come on before New Year's actually hit in the Eastern time zone to wish you all a Happy New Year as the ball dropped. That was my way of giving back. So thanks for coming. 14 folks here. That's really cool for, what is it here? It's 9:34 Pacific. Thank you. Scotty and I, we're hanging in. We're holding up the West. We're holding up the West. So there you go. We're still in 2020. We're locked in 2020, Scott. We'll make it. All right. Anyway, Lizzie Can't Hear got a tuner on this end, and thank you. That's very nice. I waited a long time for it. And, like I say, I think I've told the story. I've turned down like 5 of them. This was number 6. So really worked hard to find a real clean one, and this was the one. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah, waited a long time. So it's nice to have it here. And it's just a beauty to listen to. It really is. I'm looking forward to a directional antenna where I can quiet it down. That'll be nice. But, it's still nice to listen to. There's so many hams who've used directionals and especially wires for years, worked all over the world with them. So this is nothing to complain about. Trust me. And thanks for your kindness, everybody. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we asked a question earlier. I asked this earlier. I had to scrap the show because I hated it. So my question is this. If you won the lottery, let's say you won the lottery, what radio would you want? If you could, let's say you just won, I don't know, let's say you won $1 million. You get any radio you want. What would it be? Why? What would be your radio? Mine was the 5000. That was mine because I loved all the knobs and buttons. It reminded me of the old stuff. What Zulu time tomorrow? It'll be at 1 Saturday. So 1 a.m. Saturday. CQ calling will be on tomorrow. So that's 5 p.m. in the Pacific time zone or 0100 Zulu. I think someone's calling. Hang on a second. Let me listen. Again, we're at 7.182. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Is this frequency available? CQ on 40. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Live on Ham Radio, live on YouTube. Calling CQ on 40 meters on New Year's Eve and listening. Just a little short CQ call. See, I figure if you're watching the show, you know I'm there at 7182. And if not, then you're not going to be bothered by the little blip on the waterfall. Now, there's one thing I gotta tell you that I found out by accident on this thing, which is really cool. It's really cool, okay? On the station monitor, on the 5000, SM5000, these little buttons up here are pretty cool. They're contrast, right? And they also control, like, your bandwidth. There's a way that you can control. It's the phase of your speakers. So your speakers work either, VFO1A, VFO-B, right? So AB. Cool, right? Or you can make it phased. It's cool how they did this. It's just brilliant. It's a way to make it sound like it's surround sound coming from all around you. It's really cool. So if you're ever interested in the 5000 and it doesn't have the SM5000, try and get it and then try it. It's so stinking cool. The SM5000 is really neat. I think it's like $315 net now retail for the SM5000. Shows you kind of a band adapter screen that's kind of but the speaker part's cool. That part's pretty neat. I love the phase thing. That's neat. Okay, so we got Thor, 7610 or 101 MP. Those are both great. Yeah, those are both great. Jim says K4. Yeah, that's going to be a good radio. By the way, news that I just found out yesterday from Eric Schwartz from Elecraft. The K4 on the HD module, Jim, and the HD module hasn't even released yet. Excuse me. So for the K4s, they haven't even released that module for the radio. So the only K4s people can get now are either the standard K4 or the D. That's it. When the Super Het releases, which is the HD, you'll be able to turn it on or off. Is that cool or what? So you can actually use it as a hybrid SDR if you want to, or turn the Super Het off and just use direct sampling. That's brilliant. It's the only software-defined radio in the world that can do that. That's going to be cool. Robert, good to see you. Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year. Yeah, I should have found like the little noise maker, like noise. I should have found that one. That'd been good. 2021 here in New Jersey. He says, however, it feels the same as 2020 or even 1964. Oh, not 64. I would have been like 6 months old. Just anyway. Happy New Year, Robert. Thanks for coming, man. Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year. Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yep, that'll be tomorrow. So 8 p.m. tomorrow we'll be here. Not sure which radio still. I'm still on that one. Not quite sure. I missed the 101. I just do. Okay, 7610 or 101 MP, great radios, both great radios, truly, yeah, both great radios. Nice thing about dual VFO radios, you can monitor a station, a band, while you're working one, which is brilliant, and both have diversity reception, so you can use multiple antennas. So let's say VFO A is on 40 meters, and VFO B is on, say, a directional that's pointed towards, I don't know, Europe, right, on 20. pretty cool. They both can do that. That's pretty cool. Good choices there. Kevin says the 101. That's a good radio. I do miss mine. I do. It was a great radio. Smokey, good to see you. Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year. Love to get a 200-watt transceiver with HF and 6 and a 2-meter antenna card. Yeah, that's a good combo right there. That would be sweet. Shack in the box, right, with 200 watts. Beautiful. Nice. Yep. And the Elecrafts will do that. They won't do the 200 watts, though, but they will do the 2-meter card, which is kind of sweet. Lizzie says the 7851. That's a beauty. Yeah, that one's the expensive one. And what's really cool is so many contesters use that. I heard a story from Ray Novak once. There's a contest station, I think it's back east, that has like 10 of them. Can you imagine that? I couldn't imagine just the insurance on that one room. No kidding. Oh, Lizzie, that's a good one right there. That's a great pick. Robert says, if I won the lottery, I'd get the Yaesu FTDX 101 and a Nikon Z711 camera. Is that the Z7i? It might be Z7i. That's pretty cool. Yeah. The 101's a great radio. Really is. If you don't want the dual VFO, by the way, again, the Sherwood number came out yesterday, well, technically the 30th, on December 30th, for the 10. It's the same receiver. Basically, it's the same receiver as the 101. So if you can handle one VFO, save a ton of dough. I mean, think about it. You could save all that money and buy an amplifier or, an antenna. You'd do so good. But he says, I'll keep my 590 and 890. Yeah. I love the 890. I love the 890. My favorite part of the 890 is a geeky thing. Let me tell you what it is, Lizzie. You know how you touch the SWR meter on that and it turns white or black? I think that's cool. I don't know why, but I love that part of it. And the 590 SG, oh my gosh, that's a great radio. It's got such great sound. The 590 SG is a brilliant radio to use, fun to use. Kevin says the FTDX 10, number 3, and yep, on the top 10. It is, yep. Just 3 dB. It's just 3 dB for dynamic range less than the 101. It's fantastic. It's really good. Mark, hi Mark. Happy New Year, buddy. KI5M00 back. Thanks for coming back, Mark. It's good to see you. He says I might pick up one of the Flex radios so I can set it up in one place and use it from home or office. Yes. Yeah, with the Maestro. Wouldn't that be sweet, man? And they're really good res screens, too. Fantastic resolution. That's a good pick. Yeah, I like that idea. That's a good one there. Thor says, or a Flex. Yes. Yeah. You can't go wrong with Flex. 6400, the 6600, the 6700. I mean, if you got the 67, you could monitor a whole bunch of bands and do FT8 like on like 5 or 6 frequencies and then just do voice on another. Wouldn't that be cool? It'd be awesome. Yeah, Flex radio would be fun. Beside a radio, I'd get an antenna tower with a Yagi. Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yep. Motorized, push button right from the comfort of your chair. I'd like to go 65 feet, please. That'd be sweet. It just goes up and then you just rotate the way you want. It'd be awesome. Gosh, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? The Anon, far superior to the Flex in his honest opinion. The Anon has great numbers. Yeah, it does. You're right. You're right on that, Kevin. Yep. The Anons have great numbers. The Andromeda hasn't been tested yet, but it looks brilliant. It really does. Whole lot of screen and not a huge radio. If you think about it, the radio itself isn't gigantic, but the screen takes up most of it. I think that's a winner. I like that radio a lot. I really do. He said, I purchased about 10 acres and have several towers. He says, LOL, that is a great feature on my 890. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought that because I thought that's cool. I love the 890 because you can press the SWR meter, the signal strength meter. You can press the meter and change colors from white to black, and it looks like a real meter. It's just brilliant how Kenwood did that. Absolutely. Always room for improvement on the antenna side. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Good example. The rig that I have here is set up right now. The antenna, I should say, they're both below 1.07. Well, actually 1.08 to 1, right? Well, the only thing holding them back is if they were just a little higher, it'd be better, right? If the if the verticals were higher, so each element was up maybe another 20 feet, gosh, that'd be great. But there are limitations. So there you go. Hey, they work. As all matters is it works. It's all that matters. And an interesting night, too. Let me explain this real quick. Kilo 7 Hotel November, is this frequency available? Over. Interesting thing. When I checked 40 earlier, I couldn't hear myself in San Francisco, which is about 500 miles or so away as the crow flies, okay? I could hear myself in Hawaii real good. So Skip's going, 40's going long tonight. That's what that means. 40's going long. So if you want to make some DX calls, 40's pretty good tonight. Yeah, usually I can hear myself pretty good in San Francisco, about 500 miles away on 40, but not tonight. Nope. In Hawaii, yes, but not in San Francisco. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. And for me, this was how I wanted to start out 2021. It really was. I wanted to start out with the radio I waited so darn long to get. Have I told you this? Oh my gosh. This is worth listening to. There's 20 people here now. Thank you. Wow, thank you guys so much. I'm at 7.182, Kevin. 7.182. Yeah. Hope the weather clears tomorrow so I can install my Yaesu FTM 400 in the truck. That is a brilliant radio. Love the touch screen. Love the touch screen in that. It's a great radio. Really is. Yeah. General band, please. I'm at 7.182. That's general. Yeah. Yeah. 7.178 and up. Y'all can use that. Yeah. That's the limit. 7.175 up. So you guys, as long as you don't cut the band-aids there on lower sideband, 7.178. You're good. Let me show you the radio. 7.182. So we're good on the general side. Okay. Happy New Year, Delaware. Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year to you too. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it's 2021 there. We're still stuck in a time warp here. 2020 in the West Coast. Jimmy in Pennsylvania. Hey, man. Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year to you too. What a joy it is to see you. Happy New Year, man. Yeah, I came here just to ring in the new year with the folks in the East Coast to try and make it through to the Central Time Zone. And if we're still talking, we'll hang out a little longer. Yeah, but that was it, to try and give back because you guys have given me so much this year. Just enjoy. So it's my way. Smokey says my radio's unhooked tonight. I'll fire it up tomorrow. Looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Yep. Oh, you're welcome, Kev. No problem. No problem. So let me just check real quick. Kevin, let me know if you can hear me, okay? Checking frequency availability. This is Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, K7HN, Oregon. Yeah, still a little bit weak. Sorry, man. Yeah, right now it's kind of, yeah. So anyway, the first 5,000 I went to look at, no kidding. Guy told me it was mint. No joke. Mint. I went to look at a Kenwood 480HX because I liked it. It's a nice 200 watt radio. Anyway, I was so excited. Hey, yeah, I know it is Fred. Absolutely. Fred, it's so good to see you, man. I remember our QSO from Friday. That was awesome. I mean, no, Thursday. It was Thursday. It was on Christmas Eve, right? We did it Christmas Eve. I was so glad to make that call finally. That's great. Yeah, that was fun. Thank you, buddy. Hey, so the first 5,000 I got, no joke. Guys, I go out on a 480HX, right? He says, oh, buddy of mine's got a 5,000. It's mint. It's mint. I went to look at it. He chewed tobacco. Front of it was all gooey. And his Cheshire cat used it as a bed. No kidding. Like the top of the radio. All this white cat hair was everywhere. That's where the fun began, finding the 5,000. I called it the 5,000 quest. Lizzie, we have a small state, Larry. That's my bud Dave. November 3, Delta X-ray Delta. Really? Is that him trying to call me? Really? Oh, look at that. Howdy, neighbor. Two folks from Delaware. Yay, Delaware. So cool. How could this ever happen on New Year's Eve day, right? Yeah. Jim says, I know I'm a nudge, but have made any progress. Sierra Mazzoni, they're not going to do anything till 2021, which technically is your year, but not mine yet, because I'm still in the Pacific time zone. We're still 2020. Jim, I wonder. I do. It's a very expensive antenna. Okay. They've told me they would work with me. It's an $1,800 antenna. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Okay. It does look like a really good antenna. The power restrictions are, they're limited on that. They are. MFG, I don't know if you know this, they're releasing a new box fan loop that's going to be at 300 watts. I believe 300 or 400, might be 400 watts. So if you have a Yaesu 9000 Yaesu, it will work to full legal limit. That's phenomenal for a loop, because you have that air coil, the air variable capacitor there. And, what happens is arcing, right? But they've figured a way to get like 400 watts, I think, or 300 watts out of that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So what's the lag, right? Yeah, just Pennsylvania, Oregon. Yeah. 600 watts from Eastern Pennsylvania. Kev, let me listen. Hang on. What's your call sign? Let me look, Kev. Hold on. Jim, it's funny. It's funny. Kev, looking for your call sign. Hang on a second, buddy. No, not seeing it. Not seeing it, Kev. Okay, hold on. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Hold on a second, Kevin. Kilo Charlie 3 Oscar November Oscar. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Do you copy? Over. Kev, with headphones, maybe. Yeah, with headphones, maybe, but I've got to pull these out then and put them in the rig. It's just barely above the noise floor. So it's a vertical, and it's having a hard time tonight. So sorry, buddy, but hang in there. We'll get there. I promise we will. Sorry, buddy. We're at 7182. So 7182 tonight on the 10. See, I'm saying 101. Yeah, on the 5000. So 7182. I had to start 2021 on the 5000. I waited so long for it. So it's like, gosh, just got to start the year out with it. Yeah. The band actually is long tonight. For me, it is, at least. I mean, I'm not heard 500 miles away with it, but I can hear myself 2,500 miles away. Weird. Yeah. One of those things. Kev, you're welcome. Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year. Really, I mean that. What a joy. You're my first try to make a QSO. Or my last. It depends. For you, maybe the first. For me, maybe the last for 2020. Happy New Year, buddy. Happy New Year. Yeah. Check this out from Jonathan. KC3ONO. I can hear you in the San Diego area. Weak but readable. Jonathan, that's great. See? Kevin, you're making the leap all the way to San Diego. That's really good. And typically at night, your signals are going to go south. Your signals will go south well, especially on 40. They do. South and west tend to go well on 40, typically. Kevin says, love those Yaesu rigs. He's on a 991 Alpha with an Ameritron 811H. Great amplifier. Very good amplifier. Also a forgiving amplifier, too. 572B tubes, if you get them, great for that amplifier. They're brilliant. Yeah, they're brilliant. It's been long but flaky. 80's been good. 80's been okay too. Yeah, I guess 80's been good. I think 80's been more stable than just about anything lately, for sure. USB? No. No. Just want to make sure. No. Lower sideband. Okay. Low band guy. I love it too. Me too, Kev. Yep. 160. I'm an old radio guy. So old broadcast guy. So for me, yeah, 160 is good. In fact, I'm waiting for the Cushcraft vertical to come so I can work 160. I don't have a big enough property to run enough wire. It's 232 feet of wire to run a dipole on 160. Little big. My property's a little small, so it won't work for me. Yeah. So I agree with you. Love Top Band. Top Band's great. It's got new 811 bulbs and going 240 shortly. It'll run like a kitten at 240. Yeah. Use up a lot less wattage for you too. That's good. Let me check frequency one more time. We'll make one more quick check. We got about 3 minutes left till it's New Year's in the Central Time Zone. Hang on. Is this frequency available? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. By the way, Thor, good idea on the chair. I love this chair. It's a whatever the sheep one is. I could stand up and look at it, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. But that's the one, the Serta. Yeah. It's a great chair. It's really a good chair. The Bentley, I think it's called the Bentley Black, and I love this chair. It's been so comfortable. Still need a pillow for the back and a nice ice bag tonight, but we're staking it out for New Year's Eve for you guys. Okay? Yeah. Oh, someone's turning up on LSP. Well, I'd like to tell you I haven't done that before, but I have. K2AV has great webpage for postal size lots. Folded counterpoise on inverted L. Well, you know, I really love this vertical a lot. I really do. It's a great vertical. It's DX Commander All Band Classic. It's a great antenna. It really is. It's a flamethrower antenna. Serta Bentley. Yes, sir. That's it. Trying to hear you on K3 Foxtrot Echo Fox. Let's try it again. Kilo 7 Hotel November, checking if frequency is available. Is the frequency available? This is K7HN Oregon. Kev also likes the Nuke DX Commander 18-meter pole. For folks that don't know, 18 meters is about 60 feet. Long ways. That's a long height. Big height. Big height. A lot of ground radios. A lot of guy wires.
Again, station.
Yeah, it's a little bit too loud there. So we're just kind of percolating right around the noise floor tonight. Sorry about that. Nebula, 58 feet. That's what stopped me from getting it. Hey, 30 seconds, into getting into 2021, the Central Time Zone. Let's watch it as it goes. Here we go. Hang on. So there is the old Geocron tuned into the US of A in small print. And here is the old clock. And we'll clock it down here for the Central Time Zone. Okay? 9 minutes. 9 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, Central Time Zone. How about that? Happy New Year to the Central Time Zone of the United States. All right. 2 down. 2 to go. Scott, you still with me? Scotty, wake up. Scott. Scott's in Colorado. So 2 of the time zones are now in 2021 in the U.S. It's pretty cool. Actually, there's more than 2. I shouldn't say that. There's actually 6 time zones in the U.S., counting Alaska and Hawaii. So we've got 2 of the 6 down now. Yeah. So, Mark, Happy New Year to the state of Texas. It's Kilo India 5. Mark, Oscar, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Texas. That's great stuff. Good stuff. Absolutely. Nebula, as Emily calls it. Happy New Year, Smokey from Arkansas. Happy New Year, buddy. Kilo Echo 5, Sierra Hotel Victor. A very happy New Year to you, Smokey. Happy New Year, buddy. Going to be a good 2021. I know it. Whoop, whoop. Scott's here. Scott, we're making it, buddy. Next time zone's yours, buddy. Next time zone's yours, man. It's going to make it. 2020, 2021. Almost there. Woohoo. Saving his pennies towards one. See, we can't do Nebula here because we have a 50-foot ordinance here. And my neighbors would kill me. They're already looking at the antennas in the backyard and they're going, so. It's not a pretty sight. Well, it is a pretty sight to me, but I like antennas. So, hey, I'd personally, if I was the neighbor and antennas were going up in some yard I could see, I'd go, wow, let me go take a look at that. But see, they're like, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, I went through 5 searches for the 5000. One was a, chewing tobacco front with Cheshire Cat hair all over it. The second one was a scam. No joke. The third one was, what was wrong with the third one? Oh, I couldn't buy it. I couldn't come up with the money in time. He's a great seller in Boston. Nice guy. I just couldn't come up with the money in time. Same thing with the 4th seller. The 5th one, it was a deal that we were going to work out. And then it really came to within trying to meet to be able to make the radio, exchange. Fell apart. And it was unfortunate. But this was radio number 6. So I was grateful to find it. This was a 2018. So it was post OLED issues, which is great. On 5000s, 2016 and up, you don't have the OLED issues. 2015 and back, you do. So it's something to keep out and keep in mind. It doesn't mean the radios are bad, but if they are 2015 or older, get the history on them. You want to know the history, that's all. Okay? Let's see, Jim, all is good here in 2021. See, nothing disastrous yet, right, Jim? Looking good. Ian, look at this. Now, this is awesome right here. Seriously, right there. Ian from Tasmania, Australia, 2021 for 17 hours now. Victor Kilo 7, India Alpha, November. You see, that's what's really got me. That's what brought me here tonight, was because of people like Ian. And all of you, because I wouldn't know any of you if I didn't do this. I mean, I did this with a stupid unboxing video at number 1. I did. It was an unboxing video. I never thought I would do a YouTube show, ever. Not here. I did a different one. I did a different one for a long time that it might turn people off here. And if it does, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. I mean, it's how I feel. I support law enforcement. You've probably noticed with the wristband, back to blue. I believe law enforcement does an amazing job. They do things I wouldn't have the courage to do. And I've been blessed to help people in law enforcement with various things that they've needed help with, especially financially. And that's something that, I stopped doing right about the time I started doing ham radio stuff. Anyway, so this was totally unexpected. I never expected to meet so many people from all over the world like this and just love this. It's been a joy. So my way of giving back today was to think, okay, how can I do this? I started the show earlier. I hated it. I listened to it for a few minutes and I was like, no. Deleted it right away and came back and did this one before it was 2021 in the East Coast. It had to be before. And so that's when we came on. And now we're up to, what are we up to? We're up to 19 folks from all over the world. Wow. Thank you. Mark, Kilo India 5, Mike, Oscar in Texas. Happy New Year. Going to go set some fireworks off. You do that, buddy. Happy New Year, Mark. Happy New Year, buddy. And Norm, old geezer, going QRT 73, and good night to Norm in Massachusetts. Happy New Year, Norm. God bless you, man. The very best of 2021s to you, buddy. I mean this. This is going to be a good year for us, okay? Back in the blue 110%. Me too. Me too. And Happy New Year, Larry from Northwest Pennsylvania. The Whiskey Union 3 Delta. Wow. Don, Happy New Year to you too. I mean that. Thank you guys very, very much. 18 folks here. I came on to bring in the new year for the East Coast and then be able to hopefully stay to the Central Time Zone. And we've done that, and that's great. I came here leaving a channel that I really loved doing. It was fun because it was people I knew, and there are people that I consider good friends still. But I haven't done anything there for a while, and I feel terrible about it. But I love what I do here because it's my passion. It's radio. It's my first love. And so it's easy to share it when it's your first love, right? Because you care about it. So for all of you folks, I want to thank you. And I mean that with all my heart. Thank you very, very much. Mindsway, Happy New Year to everyone. An hour into 2021, the East Coast. It's 1:05 in the morning, Eastern Time Zone. Happy New Year to you as well. Thanks for being here. So for everyone around the world, whether they be my friend Hari from the UAE, or Helik in Israel, or Gunter in Germany, or Robbie in Ireland. I'm trying to think of all the countries, gosh, Jim in Pennsylvania, thinking about trying a rain spout antenna since I have nearly 50 inches of rain. HOA, any suggestions? That's funny. You know what? Depends what you want to do. If you like 20 meters and you don't mind not getting 40 so well, the Chameleon MPass 2.0 is brilliant. It's up in 5 minutes, down in 5 minutes, and hidden away. Yeah. I don't know what the new box fan antenna from MFJ is, but it's going to be 300 or 400 watts PEP. That's pretty cool. And that's easy to hide. Yeah, loops pretty easy to hide. That's what's nice about loops. Kevin, 73 is all around. Kilo Charlie 3, Oscar November Oscar. Kev, thanks for being here, buddy. Enjoy the new year. 73, Happy New Year from Robert as well. 73, Larry from Lizzie. And the same to you, to all of you. I'm going to call it at this point because I can't sit down anymore. But I want to thank you all for a very special 2020. It was a hard year for everybody. I hope I helped you a little bit in 2020. You sure did me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Final 73 for 2020. Until next time. Jim, nope, don't have it. Don't have it. I'll tell you what, I'll look it up. Monday show, I'll let you know. Monday show. So that'll be what? First, second, third, fourth. 4th of January. Think of what month we're in now. I'm still in December here, so we're stuck in a time warp in the Pacific time zone. I'll let you know on Monday. All right. 73. God bless y'all. Thank you. Final 73 for 2020 from the Pacific time zone. Scott in the Mountain time zone. We'll make it to 2020, brother. Thank you, Scott. God bless y'all. Have a very nice evening and a safe, healthy, and prosperous 2021. Good night, everybody.